Hello, hello, hello. Okay, that goes there, that goes there, that's there, that's there. Gotta do the Discord announcements. It's always fun when I'm about to go live and my computer's like, yeah, you know what? It's a good time to do a Windows update. And then the computer reboots and I didn't expect it to reboot, and then it takes forever to load everything back up because every program that I use for streaming has updates, and it's like, oh hey, there's a new version of this. Do you want to install this? It's like, no, skip. Live right now, faffing about with the stealth changer. Maybe it prints today. Come hang out and join the fun. Boom, boom. Yeah. Control A, copy at everyone. Send that out on the Discord. I have to turn my air conditioning on. It is almost 29 Celsius in the garage right now. Windows in 20. I know. I use Windows on this computer, and I use Windows on my streaming computers. I use Windows on my streaming computers just because it's less hassle when it comes to like making sure everything runs. Why do I have a jet engine? This is garbage. Windows is less annoying, less faffing about during this time of the year, or this time of the year. When it comes to, there we go, vents open, open that, everything should be pretty sealed. We're good there. Plug you back in. Ooh. Yeah, it's because this is a streaming computer. Because I use this computer just for streaming, and the way, with the software that slicers use, and with 3D printers use and whatnot, it just makes more sense to keep this computer and the other streaming computer on Windows. As much as I'm enjoying the Linux experience on my desktop, like, anyone? Okay, Linus, Boca, and other guy, the three, I can't remember who the third person is. There's Linus, Elijah, and can't remember. The LMG Linux challenge is so, as somebody who is going through the exact same thing right now, who has like got fed up with Windows and decided, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna try Linux. I'm gonna run Linux full time on my desktop. I don't want to say they're making it seem harder than it is, but they're making it seem harder than it is. Like, I get it. It's a bit annoying. I get it. But it's still like, it's not that hard. Am I missing, where's my drain pipe? Oh no, did I lose my drain hose? Where'd I put my drain hose? I left it over here. It should be over here. Oh no. Oh, here's my drain hose. There's the drain hose. I need you, otherwise we get water everywhere. There we go. Okay, so you go there. Turn you on. That's nice. Oh, that's nice. Ah, air conditioning. Air conditioning. We have air conditioning. Oh, I gotta do a little bit of a mod here. There we go. Ah, that's nice. That is nice. AC install stream. AC is installed. I have this little Danby plug-in AC unit. Like, I was gonna go with the whole put a heat pump out here, like a wall-mounted heat pump. And the problem is, it makes no sense to put, for one, it would cost several $1,000s to put an actual proper heat pump out here with like because I would need to put the thing on the outside of the house and then have the vent in the wall. I'd have to run wires. It would cost a lot of money. It would cost a couple grand. And the thing is, I couldn't use it all the time because my garage bleeds heat and cold very quickly. It's a garage. So I would only be using it when I stream. So since I'm only using it when I stream or when I'm out here working on something for a couple hours, I'm taking the efficiency hit by using literally a plug-in. Like if you want to know what I have for a heater out here in the winter, this is my winter heater. I just have this. This is I don't know, I bought it at Costco. It plugs into the wall and it sits right here behind me, keeping my butt warm during a stream. I come out like an hour or two before the stream goes live, I turn it on, and it heats up this little area of the garage good enough. And then in the summer, I do the same thing. I have a little plug-in AC unit. I just drilled a hole in the wall right there to vent the hot air out. The hose run is like 2 feet, so it's not that big of a deal. And then it just exhausts the water into a bucket that I dump after the stream ends. And it was like not even $200. And again, I wouldn't want to use it to keep the garage always at temperature. But during the summer, when it's like I'm only out here for a couple hours, turn it on, it cools down the garage before I come out here, I do the stream, it's blowing cold air onto my back. It is loud to me, but you don't hear it because of noise cancellation, and the mic is on the front of me and it's loud behind me. So it works really good. It works surprisingly good. Could it be better? Yeah, there's always room for improvement. Things could always be better. But for, you know, the quick trip to Costco to buy it, it is good enough. It's good enough. I'm just surprised. A week ago, I had the heater on out here, and now I have the air conditioning on out here. Did it explode yet? No, I got this last summer, and it worked really good all summer, because the original plan was to put a proper, like, heat pump out here. But the problem I ran into was it was just going to be a lot of money and a lot of work for, honestly, not that big of a benefit. So, anyways, let's turn this printer on. Let's turn this printer on. So what are we doing today? What are we doing today? We are going to carry on from the stream last Friday. We didn't have a stream on Tuesday. If you're wondering why there wasn't a stream on Tuesday, I was exhausted. We drove to Costco, or correction, Saturday. Costco. We drove all the way up to IKEA in Burlington because we needed to go to IKEA. So we went to IKEA, we bought a new bed set. We also did some other shopping in the area while we were up there, bought some raincoats and some other stuff we kind of needed to buy anyways while we were up there. So we did our shopping, and then I came home, and then I proceeded to take out everything out of our bedroom, rebuild an entire new bed for our bedroom, then take our old bed, put it in the little guy's room, which required taking apart his old bed and then putting our old bed in there. So now he has a new bed, because, you know, that's how it works. It's like everything falls downhill. So we get a new bed, and then our old bed becomes the little guy's new bed, and then his old bed goes in the garbage because it was a crib that we modified into a bed. So now everyone has new beds, and at the end of that, I was exhausted. I'm like, yeah, I'm in no condition to do firmware shenanigans for the next couple hours. So I was like, nope, done. Costco trip. No, it wasn't Costco, it was IKEA. Costco, we do Wednesdays, and that's only a 20-minute drive. IKEA is a once-a-year trip. We go to IKEA. And by once a year, I mean this was the second time we did it. So will there be a third time? Who knows? Maybe. It's actually not a bad drive. It's like 3 hours up the 401, and only like the last half hour of it sucks because you're in the GTA. The rest of it is just, you just drive up the 401. Anyone from Southern Ontario or has driven the 401 from Windsor to north of London, you know it's a boring ass drive. It's just boring. You put on a podcast and drive. So, okay, what are we doing? We're trying to get this printer printingly. So, couple things that came up. Hopefully I'm on the right Discord. Yes. So, some people recommended some stuff. Heads up regarding Helix screen. So, with the Helix screen, if you remember, look, our screen's not working. Apparently, it was like a bug with the one version of Helix screen I have. If I uninstall Helix screen and then reinstall it, it should work. So I think we're going to start with that. We're going to get Helix screen fixed. So we're going to uninstall Helix Screen and then reinstall Helix Screen. And it should be good there. And then after that, it shows up in Chow for updates. So we should be good there. And then also, we did a bed probe thingy. That saved incorrectly. Apparently, you have to save it to the tool itself manually. So we have to make note of that. So we have to redo our Z offset calibration, which means I need a piece of paper. So we'll do that. And then we're going to try setting up Prusa Slicer because we were having issues with Orca Slicer not being happy with this. So we're going to set up Prusa Slicer. So let's do Helix Screen. Helix Screen Clipper. Let's get that set up first. Now also, while I'm getting this all set up, if you have not, don't forget every stream, we give away a spool of filament from Polymaker. Link in the video description, enter for your chance. So scroll down, enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. What's the advantage of Helix Screen over Clipper Screen? I don't know. It's new. It's different. We're trying it out. Not everything has an advantage or disadvantage. I just know a lot of people, I've only ever used Clipper Screen, and I don't really use it a lot. I have a computer right here. Why would I beep, boop, boop, boop on a tiny little touchscreen when I could just use the full computer here with the full, you know, mainsail? But apparently people like Helix Screen, so we're trying it out. We're using this as an excuse to try it out. Also, apparently, it works better with tool changers. It has like more features meant for tool changers or color changers or VVDs or whatever. So yeah. Okay, how do I uninstall Helix Screen? How do I uninstall Helix Screen? Installation. How do I uninstall it? Because there's the one line install, but I need to uninstall it. Submodule can't connect, wizard not showing, display upside down, documentation. How do I uninstall it? Or I could just, you know what? Let's just try running the reinstall again and see if this works. Let's try and run this entire command again and just see if this works. Sudo rmrf. I mean, that would work for a second. Yeah, just run the installer again. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, so we're letting that go. Might actually work in Chow. Okay, we'll check that. If the doing this doesn't work, then we will uninstall it through Chow. Maybe. So everyone have a good weekend. It was a holiday weekend for us. The plan was I was gonna try and do a makeup stream yesterday to make up for the fact that you guys missed a Saturday stream, but then we ended up going to the beach and doing family stuff because it was a holiday. Rule Britannia. It was Queen Victoria Day, so yes, it was pretty good. Also, I'm kind of happy that we went camping last weekend instead of this weekend because it was hot this weekend and it thunderstormed. Last weekend it was chilly and there were no bugs. This weekend it was hot, it was thunderstorming, and it was bugs. So, yeah. Removing stale backup from previous install. So we should be okay. We should be okay. Should be okay. Hey, Maker Viking, how you doing? Do you want to use the sex bolt? I tested it without, gave up after a day. You mean for the multiple tool heads aligning? No, I don't have a sex bolt. What we'll probably end up doing is just doing it based off print calibration. I don't think, I could have sworn somebody sent me one of those little cameras I use for the offsetting stuff. But I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to just put a webcam down and put a crosshair on it and tell it that that's what we're using for nozzle alignment. I mean, all it is a camera looking up with some software. But we'll probably just do it through... Today, we're not doing any of that. Right now, we're just trying to get the printer printing. Because the instructions say that we should get it printing with one tool head before we faff around with other tool heads. So today we're just trying to get one tool head working. So. Also, there's a new version of Prusa Slicer out, so I should probably update that. Password for Pi. I gave you the password. Why aren't you working? Oh, there we go. Installed system MD. Oh! Ah. There we go. Helix screen is running. At least according to this it is, but again, I might have to reboot it. Still thinking. It's still doing this, so that means it's thinking. People do it with their phones? Yeah. Constitution Day. Yeah, so Monday was Queen Victoria Day here in Ontario. In Quebec, Quebec has their own version of it because Quebec don't like the monarchy. And then I don't know if the rest of the provinces had a holiday yesterday. We call it the May 2-4 weekend. It's like the unofficial start of summer. That's always been like, it's the May 2-4 weekend. It's the start. It's the weekend everyone opens their pools and everything. The problem is May 2-4 is next Monday. Or next Sunday. So it was really early this year. Oh, okay, installation complete. Okay, so that's that, but it's just saying Helix screen. So let me do a reboot. Let me do a reboot. Reboot. Let's do a reboot. See what we get. People do it with their phones, yeah. BC hat is a, well, okay. I mean, it's a holiday. Holidays are always good. I believe, like, it should be just get rid of holidays for, like, religious national thing. Just last Friday of the month. Last Friday of the month is a holiday every month. Just last Friday of every month is a long weekend. And then the last week of the year, nothing. Everything's closed. Last week of the year, holiday. Just last Friday of every month, holiday weekend. And the last week of the year is just a holiday. Nobody, everything. That's I'm Grand Emperor of Earth. Every last Friday of every month is a long weekend. You get the Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and then the last week of the year is a 1 week off for everyone. Plus your other normal holidays of vacation, because, you know, we live in a society where you get, you know, actual vacation time to use whenever you want. Okay. It is decreed. It is decreed. Okay. So now I have to set up Helix screen here. So there's like a bunch of stuff I have to do on a screen here, which I'm not going to show you because it's like Wi-Fi information apparently. So English. Okay. Wi-Fi is on, scanning to networks. Okay, so we are on that Wi-Fi. You should already be on that. Yeah, okay, so let me connect to my Wi-Fi. Hopefully I'm not doxing myself doing that. I'm pretty sure you can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, you can. There we go. Enter, connect. Connection failed. What do you mean connection failed? That is the Wi-Fi. You are connected to it. That is... How is it not connecting to the Wi-Fi? That is the password, and that is connect. Connection failed. I mean, uh-oh. Is it being borked now? What's going on? Okay, come on, connect. It's right there. How are you not connected to the Wi-Fi? It's right there. Okay, let's try the different one. I have 2 access points in my house. Let's try the other one. Connect. Okay, you're connected to that one. Good enough. It's like local host, right? Local host is what I want. Test connection. Connection successful. There we go. This is a 2.4. Printer name is Tallboy. SB for stealth, or SC for stealth changer. Okay. So I don't think stealth changer is in here. Yeah, I don't think stealth changer is in here as a printer type. It's not a Cobra. It's not a Flash Forge. What's a PFA stealth fork? Oh. 2.4, 0G, okay, whatever. Next, it's got a bed heater. It's got hot end heaters. Okay. Tool, oh, your printer has an automatic filament changer. Tool changer, 4 lanes tool changer. Helix screen will integrate with your filament changer for multicolor spool operations. It knows I have a tool changer. Okay. Main LED strip. I don't have LEDs. No LEDs. Yeah, there's no LEDs on this. Next. Input shaping, start calibration. Apparently we're going to do some input shaping. I should probably stand over here in case I have to smash the e-stop. Okay. Oh, input shaping. Measure access noise, require 80XL accelerometer in printer.cfg. Do we not have an accelerometer in this? Do we not have an oh. Where is the 80XL? It's right here. Change the accelerometer to the tool you are configuring. T0, yeah. So for some reason, it doesn't want me, it won't let me do shaper calibrate. It won't let me do the calibration. So I guess we'll skip that for now. Skip. Okay, finish. There we go. 8 new hardware. Issues detected. Ignore. Skip. There we go. Okay, so we got helix screen working. Okay, so let's do a QGL. Trim our gantry out because I gotta lock our. Remember, you guys, I told you guys to remind me to lock these. I haven't locked them yet, so I gotta do that. So I'm gonna have to tighten those. So let the QGL do its QG thing. Do some QDGL. And then we'll do our Z offset. And then we'll try getting Prusa Slicer set up and do a print. You have to tell it what accelerometer to use. So, I mean, wouldn't it know to use whatever accelerometer is on the tool it picked up? No, this is the only tool head with a nozzle right now, just so you're aware. This is the only tool head with a nozzle. So. Need the residence tester section, the main config. Okay. Okay, so QGL is done. So let's move up. Tighten these screws. Nope, not that Allen key. Why Prusa Slicer instead of Orca Slicer? We tried Orca Slicer last week and we were getting some weird funkiness with it. Orca Slicer was kind of being a bit funky. And so a bunch of people recommended trying Prusa Slicer. So we're gonna try Prusa Slicer. Plus there's a new version of Prusa Slicer, so we're gonna try that out too. Because what could go wrong trying out a new version of a slicer with a brand new printer? Curious, what happened to the Nero 3D name? I got rid of it years ago. It's been like, oh God, it's been what? 2 full years and 3 years since I started switching. I just didn't like Nero 3D as a channel name. I didn't like Nero 3D as a channel name. It was literally like Nero was my StarCraft account name in 1998. It was just my personal name that I used on the internet since forever. Like my Discord name is Nero 3D. Like if my World of Warcraft account was Nero, like it was just, that was my online name because this was my personal YouTube account. That became my job, but I didn't like having that as the channel name. So I got rid of it. So I changed it to Canuck Creator. I like it better as a branding name. Like Canuck Creator. I don't know. I'm a Canadian and I make stuff. I think that describes the channel better than Roman Emperor who burned down Rome and did a bunch of fucked up shit. Yeah. Also, for the record, the Nero comes from this burning software for burning CD-ROMs because we had that software on the family computer back in the late 90s and I needed an online name because my parents told me not to use my real name and I'm like, Nero sounds cool. I'll use that. So literally, it's from the burning software. It has nothing to do with the Roman Emperor. So yeah. As a dev myself, it's clear to me that you're struggling this much. What do you mean concerning? I'm not a software guy. Just be aware. I'm not a software guy. I am a hardware guy. I like building stuff with my hand. When it comes to software, that is not my normal wheelhouse of things. So let's update Prusa Slicer. Try Caligula. You know what it was? It was going to Rapid. Going to Rapid in Chicago. So that was what, 3 years ago? When I went to Rapid in Chicago, and people asked me what my channel, and these are people from companies like multi-$100 million sub-billion-dollar companies. Like when I'm talking to people at these trade shows, and it's like, oh, you're a YouTuber. Well, what's your channel name? It's like Nero 3D, and they're like, oh, what do you do? Like it doesn't tell you anything. So it's like, oh, I'm Canuck creator. I'm a Canadian, and I make stuff. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So, where is configuration? Check for updates. 2.9.5. Yes, please. How much you want to bet doing that broke it? Did it finish downloading? It did not finish downloading. I should not have closed Prusa Slicer that quickly. Prusa Slicer. Let's try this again. Download. Canuck creator makes Canadians, true fact. I'm a Canadian and I make things. Canuck creator. Easy peasy. Okay, so let's install this. Close that, close that. Next, next, install. There we go. Yeah, Helix screen looks really nice, yeah. I still got to swap out the screen on here because this screen is broken. So I have an extra screen downstairs. I got to pull off a printer and bring it up here and put it on here. We might put Helix screen on this printer as well. Okay, ooh, 2.9.5. Okay, so configuration updates. Update new printer release. How much do you think all the parts rub up to in cash? What? You mean like the price of this printer? Like if we were to build it? Price out, I mean, LDO Stealth Changer Kit plus LDO V 2.4. There's your price, I guess. But this is a custom printer. This V2, the actual printer itself, was originally a V1. It's got a Masumi frame, and none of it's a kit. The only kit part of this printer is the Stealth Changer. The actual printer itself is all self-source. So let's add a printer. Add remove preset. 2 to 2.5K US. Sure. Following vendors. This may be because you know. Oh, okay. I no longer have the VIP Prusa repository in my Prusa Slicer. That's one thing that Prusa does that's actually kind of nice. If you're like Prusa, like I have a Prusa account, right? I have my Prusa accounts, and Prusa knows what my Prusa account is. So like when they sent over the Core 1L, they just unlocked the profiles for me in the VIP section. So I don't have to download, like that's one of the most annoying things of demoing and trialing and reviewing printers from manufacturers is you have to like, you get the printer and then they're like in an email like, download this super random off the like boutique version of a slicer that is all buggy to shit. It doesn't have any profiles, and install it separately along with your normal slicer so that you can test our printer. Whereas Prusa just kind of like, oh, we're just going to unlock the VIP internal profiles for you because we know who you are and we know your account. So now you can just download the profiles for the new printer and you can just test them in an actual live environment instead of having to install our shitty knockoff version of Orca Slicer. It's so nice. It's so nice. Okay. Next, I'm logged in Nero 3D. Should probably turn that off. Oop. Oh, and I crashed Prusa Slicer. There we go. Okay. Other FFF. Voron FFF. I love how Voron in Prusa Slicer, Voron has its own section. How cool is that? Like, look at that. Look at all this. Look at all this. It's all updated too. We just PR'd in, the Voron team just PR'd in a bunch of new profiles for Vorons. So we're gonna go with a Voron 300. Because we got a actually we'll do a 330, a 350, and I'm gonna have to tell it it's smaller than it is. Actually, we'll do a 300. We'll do a 300. It's 0.4 nozzle. Next. All the filaments. Okay, finish. Mercury 10. I don't know. So now Voron 350 afterburner. Why did it do a 350? Oh, there we go. 250. There we go. Okay. So not Prusa Connect, not printables. Printers. Okay, so general. So we're going to drop this to 210 because this, where these are, is where they would be on a 250 Voron. You know, this is like 400-ish of Zed. This is where it would be on a 250 because Top Hat and a bunch of other faffing around. Nothing on this printer is stock. Nothing on this printer is stock. But we do have to tell it we have a 330 bed. Okay, so we have it as a 330 bed. Okay. How do we tell it we have multiple extruders? I mean, right now we only have the one extruder, but I want to tell it we only have the one extruder. General extruders, 4. Wow, I can't type today. 4. Okay. It's running Clipper. Okay. So now we go over here. Well, I told it was a 300, and then I changed the values to make it work. Okay, so slicers. So prime tower, slicer differences. So we're using Prusa slicer, which can't do Park tool preheat, apparently. Or Super Slicer can't either, but whatever. Not too concerned about that. So start G code. This is the start G code. Okay. And then tool change G code. So let me just double check. That goes there. And tool change G code. Okay. Save. We're going to call this Voron V, or this is Tallboy Stealth Changer, Tallboy SC. There we go. Extruder 1, 0.4 nozzle. Sure. Not playing around with flow. I'm leaving everything stock for now. Do I have a cube? Cube. Hello, buddy. What's up?
Hey.
What's up?
Where is the ball?
What ball?
Basketball.
Your little basketball?
Yes.
I think it's inside the house.
But where?
I don't know. You want to go look for it? Did you brought it home, right?
Right.
So is it in your bedroom? Oh, the little guy. Okay, so we got the boron cube. We are printing generic PLA. Slice down. Okay, but before we do all that, we have to calibrate our Z offset. We got to calibrate our Z offset, so let's do that. I don't know where his ball is. He brought it to the beach, but I'm pretty sure he brought it home after. Suddenly child. I know, 8 years ago, just suddenly child. It happens. Okay, do a quick QGL. Print ball. No, he has like a little basketball. It's probe underscore calibrate, right? It's probe underscore calibrate, I believe. What would you say is better, tap or beacon? It depends on your setup. It depends a lot on your setup. This setup, tap works really good for this because you don't have to worry about having, like, you don't have to run wires to the tool head. Each tool has its built-in Z probe, essentially, with tap. I have printers with tap. They work fine. I have printers with beacon. They work fine. I think it's one of those things, it depends on the printer, okay? For example, my Venture XL has beacon on it. Because this thing has a 600 millimeter bed on it, being able to do a quick bed mesh is really nice. But on something like the Micron that I built, I have a E3D PZ probe, PZ probe. So I use the nozzle probe because it's a 180 bed. You don't need to mesh a 180 bed, especially a steel, aluminum one. You just do the corners and move on with your life. So it depends. I think as you go bigger, having that eddy current sensor becomes more preferable, but at like a 250 size, tool head rocking back and forth. I mean, if I grab it and rock it, it moves, but like in actual printing operation, it's stable. I mean, the whole thing comes off. If you didn't know, this whole thing comes off. It's just sitting on some bushings with magnets to lock it in place. So when it comes down, it literally pops off the bed. That's how it probes. It literally crashes and pops off the bed and moves up and down. So it's pivoting on a point here. So that's why it's doing that. And I had it all cleaned. Okay, probe, calibrate. Also, here's the thing. Even if there is deflection, it's not so much about deflection, it's about repeatability. As long as it always measures the same amount in the same way and it's consistent, it's fine. As long as it's always the same value, you're good. It's when the probe gives you, like, what's the command to do a probe consistency check? Like if we want to do a variable test, what is the probe sample? We'll do that right now. What is the probe? Is it probe sample? 10? What is the command to do? Shoot, what is it called? Probe accuracy. So maximum is 0.03375, minimum is 0.0325, range is 0.00125, average is 0.0035, standard deviation 0.0005. I can live with that. I can live with that. I can live with a deviation that's like a fraction of like that of my hair. I'm okay with that. Deviation with boop is 001. I'm half of that. I'm 0005. I'm half of 001. And again, your first layer is 0.2. So you're good. Ballant V gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. And Beer Medic became a member of the community. Cheers, Beer Medic. Okay. So yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Probe calibrate. So now let's go. Actually, shoot. 1 second. Abort. Abort! I gotta heat this up. Heat the extruder up to 160. And let's heat this bed up. I got some mushy plastic. I gotta melt off that. Yeah, if your range is like plus or minus 1 microstep, you're good. That's usually the way I think about it. If you're within 1 microstep plus or minus, you're good. I remember playing around with my Ant Labs. What was the Ant Labs probe that everyone had? BL Touch. I remember playing around with a BL Touch on my very first Voron, running Marlin, and I was happy if I was in 0.05. Like 0.05, I'm good. Nozzle wiper. Yeah, that's something we'll put on this eventually, but for now, we're just kind of... I only got 1 tool head set up anyways, so... I mean, I have nozzle wipers. I just gotta find where I put them. I got these guys. There we go. I got a nozzle wiper right here. Yeah. I honestly, BL Touches are like... Here we go. Brushy, brushy, brushy nozzle wiper. Brushy, brushy, brushy. It is oozing filament out. Let's retract 5 millimeters of filament. Not even hot enough to extrude. I can't even pull it back. Where's my actual brush? I don't want to lose this. I need that. Okay, there we go. Okay, home all. BL Touch, Grand Theory. Yeah, I mean, the BL Touch is like a 10-year-old thing. The problem with the BL Touch is it's very, it is sensitive to... There you go. The BL Touch is sensitive to electronic interference. Oh. I gotta cool it down so it doesn't cook the bed. It's sensitive to electronic interference, so, and temperature. The BL Touch works really good on like big open frame printers exposed to the air. The moment you put it on like an enclosed Core XY whipping around at high speeds with, you know, electronics in the tool head, it's not the most, it don't like it. It don't like it. Okay, now we do the probe calibrate. Get you under there. Scratching a record. Oh, there we go. Okay, so negative 1.4. Negative 1.4. So I go here, machine, P0. Because the problem is if I hit save restart, right? So here's the problem. So I did save restart, whatever. So it goes to printer.cfg and it saves it. But we can't use this offset. Okay? We can't use that. Because it needs to be per tool. So that means because somebody left a comment on, so it should be tools, tool 0. Where's the offset? Where's the offset? It's position end stop, is that what it is? Enable pick, micro step, and stop. Where is it? Okay, there you go. Is that offset? It needs to be calculated. More positive equals more squish. Yeah. So you put it here. Yeah. So save and restart. There we go. Because you need to do it per tool. Because you're going to have multiple tools and they're all going to have their own little offsets. So, it's home U. So now we should be good to print a cube. I've got PLA loaded. I got some green PLA loaded. I've got our Voron cube here. You know, this is not the right Voron cube, but it'll do. Upload and print. See how this goes. Does it ignore the... It shouldn't... because I deleted the tool 0 offset, so we should be okay. I mean, the advantage of this being tap is if you do a Z negative China, it just pops the tool head off the thing. So worst case scenario, you pop the tool off the carriage. So it shouldn't gouge... This setup shouldn't gouge the bed. Hopefully. Hopefully. This is why it tells you once you get it built, do a print with one tool head and make sure the printer prints printingly before you start trying to do multi-tool head shit. Make it work with one first before you make it work with the rest. Should probably wipe down this bed. Also, this was the top post on the Bamboo subreddit today. Like, this was the top post on the Bamboo Lab subreddit today. Like, and you wonder why I'm not a huge fan of Bamboo Bros. Oh, the bed's cooling off. That's why it's being a little... Yeah, it doesn't help that I'm doing a QGL while both the nozzle and the bed are cooling off, so it's drifting like crazy. Build a Trident R2 with index? Yes, that is the plan, Leandri, is I will be building a Trident R2 with index. I'm waiting on permission from Steve to build a Trident R2. I have all the files. I can start printing the parts. I have the manual. I just can't do it until Steve says it's okay, it's good to go. Okay, we're good there. Oh, okay, tool selected, active tool 0. Okay, so it's working this time. We tried this last time, and Orca kept hitting up tool 3 instead of tool 0. So people are like, try Prusa Slicer, it works better for Stealth Changer. Okay, so... Extruder is not hot enough. Okay, so something's off here. Something is off here with our starting G code. Depending on the slicer's provenance, the internal macros can differ. It's important to translate the internal variables to clipper start macro to use. See below the custom G-code macros. Should I have put this in my macros in here? Should I put that in here for print start? It's not heating anything. It's not heating anything. It said active tool 0, but it's not heating anything. Because I have machine custom G code, print start equals yeah, so I copied this out of here and I put it there, but is there supposed to be an actual slicers? Rounded path, tool changer, homing override. The tool, I did modify the tool change. The tool change is right here. I put in the tool change too. Tool change G code. It's right there. Tools config. Here, fan generic, tool, probe. Sure, macros. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Print start. Print end. All right, I'm just gonna replace all this print end because I can just pull that out of the. There we go. Save and restart. Let's try that. Okay, let's try this again. Print. Canceled. What? The leading base at the start G code? That right there. There we go. Let's try this now. Okay. Print. Oh, okay. Bed's heating up. Oh shoot. How do I put? I gotta exclude. What is it? Exclude object. What do I need to add? What is the exclude object stupid thingy that I need to put in here? I can't remember what that is. Anyways, I'll do that. I'll wait for somebody to put it in chat. I'll fix it. Is it exclude object or something? Turn this on. I know this printer has it. Yeah, it's just, you just put exclude object, yeah, in brackets, yeah, that's what it is. There we go. Save. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, so the bed's heating up. The bed's heated up. It's going to do a QGL now. That is pulling moisture out of the air like crazy. What's the humidity? Oh, it's 50% humidity out here. That's why. I'm wearing shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear. And I got sandals. Okay. Does the printer use tap? Yes. Because the tools dock and undock using a pin and a bushing, basically it's really easy to have tap on this setup, on a tool changing setup like this. So you use tap for your Z offset. That way you don't have to worry about having an additional electronic and cables at the tool head itself. Are they safety sandals? No, they're Skechers. I'm a fan of the Jesus sandals. I don't like flippy floppies. I like sandals with back support and they Velcro on so I can actually move in them. So they're Skechers Relaxed Fit Luxe Foam. Normally I go, and they got the steady grip soles. Normally every 2 years I go to Walmart and I buy a $30 pair of sandals and they last me exactly 2 years. But on the second year, they usually start falling apart halfway through the summer and it gets really annoying. So this year I'm like, you know what? I will actually buy decent sandals and see how long they last me. Because like, as soon as it gets warm like it is, I don't wear socks. As soon as it gets to like kind of nice out, I am sandals and shorts. So like, if all goes well, I won't be wearing jeans until October. Okay, it's heating up. The right tool's heating up. I'm probably gonna purge in air. Because this bed is a 300 bed in a 330 print volume. So I do need to get waterproof hiking shoes. We're gonna be hiking some trails this summer, and after doing the last weekend camping where we were walking through trails in the mud and my running shoes soaked through. Oh, okay, I guess we're just going right into this, I guess. Okay, my Z offset is way off. Or is that under extruding? I'll get a camera set up so you guys can see in a second. Okay, let's stop this. So pause, because I need to drop my offset. Okay, cancel the print. So I need to do more squish. So for more squish, I need like another, I go to tool, tools, T0. I want to do, there we go. I want a little bit more squish. I need a spatula. I put a what? What do you mean I put a negative by accident? Yeah, it's negative 1.269. Okay. So let's. Do I have plans to build Voron Cascade? If I get a kit for it, I will. If I get a kit for it, I will. Did I go the wrong way? I mean, we'll find out in a second if I went the wrong way. Okay, let's print. Print. Try this again. Oh, we're referring to the comment. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't too bad of a first layer. It's just not low enough. So hopefully what I changed it to should be good. Also, went to the park the other day. Look at all the baby cobra chickens. All the baby cobra chickens. Yeah, so fluffy. Baby ducks. Canadian geese, what? Cobra chickens. They go, baby cobra chickens. Yeah, we get a lot of, so around me in terms of like wildlife, there's turkey in the farm fields around me, same with the odd deer. Canadian geese, we got mallard ducks, a lot of mallard ducks. You get the odd cormorant out on the lake. We have a family of bald eagles that nest a kilometer from my house in a tree. So we see them flying around. The filament is broken. That's not good. Filament's broken. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, well, I'm just gonna raw dog this and just shove it in as it goes, and hopefully it catches. So As this prints, I'm going to be shoving filament into it because the filament broke. Because it was probably a little wet or dry or... Oh, we've got a problem here. Okay, let's... Shit. Pause. Yeah, no, it's broken. It's broken. 1 second. Cool that off. Cancel the print. Filament broke in the tube. If you're wondering what filament this is, just for reference, this is FlashForge, I think. I know FlashForge is sending me a printer. They're sending me their tool changer, and they sent me a bunch of filament along with it, but the printer's not here yet. So I just kind of grabbed one of the spools of filament that they gave me, and I'm like, well, I'll test it in the meantime. I mean, it's green PLA. It's high-speed PLA. Are we going to release the... Yeah, the Phoenix filament booster will be out at some point. I don't know when. I don't know if it's going to be released along with the Phoenix or if it'll have its own separate release schedule. I can't tell you that. It's not up to me. If it was up to me, I would release it now, but it's not up to me. So, yeah. Joel, who's Joel? Good hockey team? Oh. The only, like, you do know the Anaheim Mighty Ducks is named after the, Oh wow, there's a lot of broken filament in here. Oh shit, 1 second. There's actually a whole bunch of broken filament in here. They're named after the kids movie, right? The Mighty Ducks. You do know, like, I don't know if they still are owned by Disney, but they're a Disney property. Okay. There we go. Oh, when I hit retract, I meant to hit extrude. There we go. Are you extruding? Extrude, come on, extrude. Oh, there we go. Now it's extruding. Or is it not extruding? Okay, what's going on here? Okay, extrude. There we go, now it's extruding. There we go. Now we're good. Okay, so now we can start this print. Printingly. Hopefully this printer prints printingly. So waiting for the bed to heat up. I will say, I really love how these tool heads turned out. If you're wondering, everything here for the tool changer is printed in Polymaker CF08 ASA, and it is beautiful. I love it. It's good filament. Think we'll get 15C before 16? What do you mean 15C? Oh, yeah, the naming convention for this whole series is effed. Basically, if I start another part and it's like we're just continuing exactly what we were doing before, because I ended the stream because of it midway through something, I'll do a B. I've kind of started doing that, and I think I'm going to keep doing that forward, where I like having streams where every stream is its own thing. So like, you know, oh, we're doing the configuration today, and then on the next stream we'll do the pre-flight checks, instead of spending the last 20 minutes of the stream doing the pre-flight checks and then continuing. But sometimes that happens, like today, we're continuing on from exactly where we left off on Friday. So I think I'll do like part 3B going forward type stuff. Or part 2 or whatever. See, the filament broke, but it's not fragile. Like, it's not brittle. It just I don't know why the filament broke in the tubes. It's not brittle. Okay, now let's see what we get. Will it print printingly? Let's find out. Let's find out. Who is adding me in the Discord? Oh, here we go. So yeah, it definitely needs to do some sort of purge line. Definitely needs to do a purge line of some sort. But for what we're doing now, it'll be fine, hopefully. I mean, half the time you do a prime line just to keep it, keep that little bit of ooze out of the way. Especially on little prints like this, you can't really get in there to clean it off. Oh well. It's not connected to everything, we'll be okay. Clean per screen error, not enough space. Is it the SD card? Well, it's going to be wherever you have your stuff installed, so if it's saying not enough space, it probably is whatever you're using for storage, and if it's a Raspberry Pi, it's probably the SD card. So if you're wondering about speeds and feeds, it's whatever the stock profile is for a Voron 2.4 300 in Clipper, or in Prusa Slicer. So if you're wondering about stock speeds and feeds, that's what we got. Am I printing at 0.2 layer heights? I should probably check. Yeah, 0.2 standard. I love how the Voron profiles in Clipper, or in Prusa Slicer, actually have Voron part settings are baked into it. That's pretty cool. The upper belt is high in the carriage. Yeah, I see that. I'm gonna have to fix that at some point. It's a 9 mil carriage, but 6 mil belts. So I gotta play around with the alignment. But it's printing plastic. It's printing. I don't know why the infill is so slow. I mean, luckily getting at the carriage in this to fix that will be surprisingly easy because this is a stealth changer. I could just pull the tool head off. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I gotta fix that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna bump our speed up to 150% because this has a Luke's Lab Chibi Tube in it. So we can flow a little bit more than 6.5 millimeters cubed a second. Prusa has crossing infill speeds override at like 100 millimeters. That might be it. Does the tool head mounting? I mean, technically, everything involved with the motion system has an effect on print quality. So how you mount your tool head, how tight your belts are, what bearings you used, how tight the screws are. Like, there is everything. Everything affects final print quality. So technically, systems like the Stealth Changer, you can't print as fast as something where you have a fixed rigid carriage, because the fact that the tools come on and off the tool head means there is some inherent slop in the system. There's tolerancing. It's also the same reason, if you want the best printing Voron in terms of print quality, you build a Trident. Trident has a fixed rigid frame for the XY motion. This has a flying gantry. So your entire XY motion is on, you know, rails that can move and pivot, and they have tolerance in them. So that's why Tridents technically print better than a Voron V2, because the frame is more rigid on a Trident. But once you get big, then you also have the advantages of a lower center of gravity, less moving mass. Hey, there's advantages that way. You don't have to worry about lead screw wobble. So there are pros and cons to everything. You just have to weigh which pros you want and which cons you can live with when it comes to deciding how you build your printer and what you're looking for. What colors are we doing the Trident R2? We are doing blue and yellow. I am doing IKEA colors. It is going to be an IKEA themed Trident because we're putting the Bondtech index in it. And the Bondtech index is from Sweden, and IKEA is also from Sweden. So we're going to go with the Swedish colors, and the printer will be called Hivalda because that's meatball in Swedish. How do you pronounce it? Huvudrull. Sorry, it's Huvudrull. So the IKEA printer is going to be called, the tool changer is going to be called Huvudrull. Because, yeah. Did I order a kit? No, I didn't order any kits. One, I couldn't order a kit. By the time I actually was in front of a computer, the kits were sold out. So we're banking on Bondtech hooking me up. Which I've spoken to them, and I'm pretty sure we have an agreement there. But yeah, so we will be using this as the name of our printer. It'll be Huvudrull. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. Then why is it on IKEA? Huvudrull is the meatball. Why is it main actress? And why is it called Huvudrull? Why is it called Huvudrull? When in English it's main actress. Cote Blanc? Is that how you pronounce it? Nope, one second. Cote Blanc. That says Noisette. I mean, I could just ask Bondtech. I could just ask Olaf. I'm like, Olaf, how do you say meatball in Swedish? Because we're going with IKEA colors, and it's going to be the printer is going to be called Meatball. How many tools? However many I could fit. I think 8 or 9. We're going to go for 8, I think. It's a 350 Trident. It's a 350 Trident with 250Z. I'm just happy it's printing. So if all goes well, I'll do this print here, and then I'll probably do another print offline after the stream ends. And then, or actually, oh no, it's only 3:30. We'll get this print going. Then we'll do one more print, and that'll go till the stream ends. And then the next stream, so Friday's stream, we will start playing around with getting all the tool heads hooked up and working properly. So today we're just putting hours on the printer to make sure our XYZ motion system working and the printer itself is working. So you could build a here, Wolf Pup. I'm using the Trident I already built. I have a Trident from it's a Fizek kit Trident. We've already gutted it. We've already gutted it down to the frame. I'm just reusing the frame, right? New printed parts. I'm keeping the electronics under the hood because I might as well. So yeah. So it's a 350 by 350 by 250 Trident. Oh, this is the name of the brand? Oh, Huvudrull is the name of the food brand? Oh shit. Then how do you say meatball in Swedish? Is it Kotlebar? Kotlebar? Köttbullar? How do you pronounce that? How do you say meatball? Meatball. Köttbullar. How do you pronounce that? I can't hear. I can't hear it. Okay. So that's going to be the name of the printer, by the way. Köttbullar. Not Hvidroll. Hvidroll is the brand, apparently. Normally, everything on IKEA, when you pull up something, it shows you like the name for it in Swedish. Like, you know, the Slatum. This is the Slatum bed. They all have funny names from Swedish. The Ninden. We have a Malm bed. If you're wondering how good the Malm bed is, we have this now. It is an okay bed. It's weird because it's like 2 inches shorter than our old bed, though. Meat bun. So what is meatball? Köttbullar. Meatball. I don't know. Is it kott or chott? Greetings from Sweden. Hello. I don't know how to say hello in Swedish. Oh, hej. 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 I know that one from IKEA. Hej. The stupid stick-on wire containers are not working well. How's the print going? The print's going pretty good. Okay, somebody find me, somebody link me a print to print after this print finishes. Something that is actually like a decent print. I want to get some hours on this machine. So if somebody can link me a print, not too tall, under 250 millimeters in Z, and we will print that after this print finishes. Something just that we can get some more hours on the machine and make sure everything's good and happy, kind of thing. How long would it take to print this cube? I mean, this is a 40-minute print, I think. Where is that speed in Prusa slicer for the stupid overlap or whatever? There's like... Somebody said there's like an infill overlap max speed. Because it's going really slow on the infill on this, and we need to figure out why. Gap fill, ironing. Max speed, I mean... Where's the flow rate? So... How do you manage the different print heights? Each tool head has its own offset. Each tool head has its own config and its own offset. Infill settings, actually, yeah, you're right, it might be in settings, infill. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of grid, because I like me some adaptive cubic. Fill angles. No, I don't see that. Yeah, I'm looking in speed. Perimeters, small perimeters, external infill is 300, solid infill 250, top solid infill is 100, support 120, bridges is 50. over bridges, gap fill, dynamic overhang speeds, travels, advanced. Okay, bump infills 0.6. Always overflow your infill. Huh. Filament advanced. Max volumetric speed 21. That's, we can bump that up to 40. We got a chibi tube on here. Loading speed at start, loading speed, unloading speed, loading, tool change parameters. Yeah, I don't see anything in here. It's not a max flow rate setting. There's... I mean, the accels are, like, not crazy, but I'm okay with them. It just seems to be going really slow. .2 standard. TLA. So, there we go. Filament tab advanced section, next, second box. Yeah, that's the max volumetric speed. Max non-crossing speed. Yeah, no limit, no limit. Okay, so we're good. Shouldn't be a limit. Keep fan on. Yeah, whatever. Good enough. Good enough. I mean, we're more concerned with the fact the printer's printing good than, like, optimizing. Oh well. Okay. Yeah, I know the belts aren't that. We're gonna fix that after this print. We're gonna fix that after this print. Luckily, it'll be easy to fix because we can just pop the tool head off. What am I going to do for dinner tonight? What am I doing for dinner tonight? Also, what prints are you guys suggesting to me? That's not a print, that's bacon. Oh wait, wrong Discord. 3-cup watering can. Well, I don't need a watering can. Entropy sign. No, I need something that takes a while, to, like something to like judge the print. Meatball mold. The problem is that it's not food safe, so I wouldn't want to do a meatball mold. Also, it's kind of shitty, but Printables has been, it's kind of funny. Ever since Friday, Printables has been having a DDoS attack against it. Ever since Friday. And I'm not saying, you know, it happened just after Prusa brought up a whole bunch of things about Bamboo violating AGPL licenses and whatnot. And then that day, Prusa suddenly starts getting hit with a DDoS attack. I'm not saying it's a coincidence. However, sometimes things just kind of work out that way, right? Sometimes it do be what it do be, though. You have wood-fired pizza? Ooh, that sounds good. Art and design. Let's look for a sculpture. Let's find a sculpture. What is a sculpture? Top downloads past 30 days. Yeah, that'll work. That should work for a Spirit download. Is this an AI model? Is that an AI model? No, it's not an AI model. 150 models. Every time I see stuff like this, I'm always scared. Yeah, these are, yeah, AI. It shouldn't be showing me AI stuff. I should have that off. Settings. User interface. Yeah, hide AI content. I have it set to hide AI content. Oh, maybe because I'm in their actual profile itself. I hate AI models. I freaking hate AI models. Honestly, I think the worst thing to ever come out of, like, it is so good that we have so many good options for printers nowadays, but I swear one of the worst things to come out of this whole whole rash of everyone having their own, every company wanting to have their own slicer or part repository site is how many of these sites gamified stuff where you get points because they got it. Why would you use MakerWorld? What's the advantage of MakerWorld compared to Printables or Thingiverse? Like, somebody tell me something one site does that the other site doesn't. They all do the same freaking thing. It's whatever one has. I mean, Thingiverse's search is broken, but I mean, as long as you have a site that has a search that works, and you have rankings of like, oh, these were the most downloaded models, they're all the fucking same. The only difference is you all use your little niche site because they pay you to use it. They give you free points and shit. So they have to gamify it for you to use it, and it sucks. And I hate it. This model needs support. I don't think this model needs support. Ever since all these stupid sites started... Oh, it's still doing it. There you go. Ever since all these sites came out and started rewarding people for like just mass posting shit to their site, you just had this glut of AI shit slop models. And it's so freaking annoying because most AI models suck. They suck. They're horrible. They have no creativity to them. And they're only made by basically kit bashing existing models that they stole the training data from. So it's just, I hate it. I hate it. I don't like it. There we go. Oh, there's this 2 little areas that need support. Oh well. Export G codes. That's a 7-hour print. There we go. Yeah, and yeah, MakerWorld. I refuse to use MakerWorld because you have to log in to use it. At least like printables, you don't have to. Or Thingiverse. They seem a lot more high quality. They're not, though. They are not. They're the same models as any other site. The thing is, though, you don't have, like, the problem with Thingiverse, when you search models on Thingiverse, you have models going back to, like, 2015, because the site's been around that long. So you have a lot of older models on that site, but, like, any good creator is uploading to multiple sites. So if we go to, like, MakerWorld, top most downloaded models in the past 7 days. Name tags for your Etsy store. Cup holders for your Etsy store. A shitty AI model. Like, these are really the most popular models in the past. You know, this is popular. This is popular. These are popular because people are selling them. Same with the keychain. It's because people are selling shit for their Etsy stores. Etsy store slop. And look, it's like, ugh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's all Etsy slop. Look at this. It's all Etsy slop and AI shit. It's crap. It's crap. Where new Trident? Soon. New Trident soon. It's because of a contest on MakerWorld? Okay, well there you go. Did Bamboo pay to license the MakerWorld or FIFA tie-in? Because, you know, it's nice that they have the money to, you know, pay money to FIFA, one of the most corrupt organizations on the planet, so they can promote shit, instead of, you know, instead of using that money to respect AGPL license. So they have the money to cross-promote the most corrupt organization on the planet, or one of the most corrupt organizations on the planet, but they can't use the money to pay developers. They have to steal open source code. Is it a contest? I don't even see it on here. Cup holder contest. I don't even see a FIFA contest. Oh, it's football design. Ah, okay. They're having a contest for the big game. Also, I'm pretty sure Prusa did contest first before Bamboo, but whatever. I mean, it wouldn't be the first thing Bamboo. Company challenge, come up with an original idea, not steal something from somebody else. Difficulty level Bamboo. I mean, this cube's coming together pretty good. We're not having any layer shifts, so that's good. How are the motors? Is everything... Yeah, everything's good there. That's good. Ooh. Okay, the extruder motor is a little hot. Extruder motor is a little hot. What are we running for amperage here? 8.5. That's a little... It's a little hot. Let's drop down a bit. Well, yeah, did you see Louis Rossman's video today? Yeah. The SFC is going after bamboo. The Software Freedom Conservancy is going after bamboo. They're raising up $250,000 in funding to sue bamboo over violating the AGPL license. So anyone who is like, according to the YouTuber I watch, they're fine. They're not copying anything. They're fine. I read a post on the YouTube group or on the Facebook group that this is a nothing burger. Yeah, it's so much of a nothing burger that they're willing to throw $250,000 on the line to sue them. So, yeah. If anyone wants to read it, it's in chat there. I hope they get taken to court, and I hope they lose. And I hope, honestly, all I want is bamboo, Miss Dr. Chow or whatever the heck his name is. I just want him to come out and be like, hey, yeah, we fucked up. My bad. We fucked up. We were doing shady shit. We're gonna stop it. We're gonna rely on the fact that we sell good printers at a good price, and we're gonna start respecting licenses and stop being dicks. That's all I want from them. I don't want bamboo to go out of business, because bamboo existing means other companies need to do good shit to compete with them. Okay? For anyone who's like, he wants bamboo to fit. No! I want healthy competition in the market, but I want healthy competition. Companies using the fact that they don't have to worry about being sued and stealing open source licensing instead of taking the time to develop their own software and shortcutting and taking advantage of other companies that do. I mean, Prusa Slicer, Prusa has people on payroll developing Prusa Slicer that then Bamboo uses, takes all their code, slaps a coat of paint on it, and calls it Bamboo Studio. Somebody developed Prusa Slicer for a cost. So it would be nice to have healthy competition, because healthy competition is good. Remember when we were all stuck with shitty Ender clones, and if you wanted a good printer, you had to build a Voron? And then Bamboo came out and like, oh look, you can do enclosed Core XYs for cheap. And now everyone can get cheap enclosed Core XYs. Competition is good. Good, healthy competition in the market is a good thing. You don't want one company being dominant, because if one company's dominant, you end up in a Microsoft situation or an Apple situation where it's like, hey, guess what? Everyone who bought a Bamboo printer, because of the laws in the States, we're now going to put a software update out, and now all Bamboo printers can now only print G-code that's been approved off MakerWorld. You can't even slice anything anymore. You just download the G-code right off MakerWorld, right? It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. I love DJI. I mean, Bamboo to start acting. I mean, I got a DJI mic on right now. I use a DJI Osmo. DJI makes good shit. Also, DJI has a lot of engineers that fuck off to start other companies like Bamboo and EcoFlow, along with many others. In fact, so many that DJI is apparently kind of pissed that all their engineers are leaving with their connections and their contacts to start up other companies to compete against DJI. I've heard that. Yeah, Stratasys was suing Bamboo, but I don't think that succeeded. I'm just, honestly, I just really want to see how Bamboo is going to spin this in their next blog post. Because if you've noticed, Bamboo has never admitted fault to anything ever. They have never done, oh shit, my bad. Like, you have A1's catching fire, another one caught fire. In fact, Gamers Nexus, Tech Jesus is going to be doing a video on it soon. With Grant, apparently. So you got the Grant 3D Musketeer Tech Jesus collab going on. So you have printers that have a faulty PCB that is a fire risk and catching fire. You have all these AGPL violations. I've yet to see them put out a post going, ah, shit, yeah, okay, we screwed up. Here's how we're going to fix it. It's always, no, it's somebody else's problem. Oh, you're not using our software right. Oh, you're stealing our code. Oh, we're just gonna say all this shit about you to make, like, we're setting the record straight. And as somebody who has had a blog post from Bamboo about setting the record straight about me directly, it's fucking bullshit. Our printers are perfectly safe. You know, some creator freaked out because their printer started smoking and they claimed there was no thermal runaway. It takes 3 minutes to kick in. When every other firmware on the planet uses like 15 seconds to kick in, you have 3 minutes, and you don't tell anyone it has 3 minutes. So you expect me to sit there and watch my printer catch fire for 3 minutes before it cuts off. Yeah. It's not an issue, but it's such an issue that we're gonna fix it in the next firmware update, don't worry. Yeah, everything is everyone else's fault with Bamboo. They're gonna pull the South Park thing and be like, we're sorry. We're sorry. 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 We're sorry. Badge honor. I still think the fact that I banned the guy who created Microsoft Solitaire off the Voron Discord, the high point of my career in 3D printing. Oh, print's done. Yeah, the guy who developed Microsoft Solitaire used to hang out on the Voron Discord, and he was being a dick, so I banned him. He kept like complaining that Vorons were noodly because they used 2020 extrusions for the frame, and after like saying that for the 20th time, I just got up annoyed with him and banned him from the Discord. This was like 5 years ago. That's like the high point of my. Okay, so how do I get Input Shaper working on this? How do we get Input Shaper working on this? Because right now, it doesn't want to work. Because I have... So how would I tell it? Because I have the ADXL there. When I do Shaper Calibrate, nothing happened. Shaper Calibrate doesn't work. So how do I do input shaping on this? How do I do input shaping on this? Input shaper. Clipane shake tune. Typically, each tool board will have their own accelerator. Each accelerator needs to give a unique image clipper. Okay. Oh, here we go. Hey, the story. I miss the fox. Cheers for the $2. Okay, so let's see here. So we have this because machine G0 config. We have the ADXL there. Yeah. Yeah, we got the ADXL. Okay, so Clipper's resonance tester module only supports a single Excel chipset. This means if you want to tune, okay, you need to define to that. You can swap the accelerator and change. Okay, so we go into our printer.cfg. Go above the macros. Input shaper, resonance tester, pro points. So this will be 165, 65, and that. Okay. And then we put the values in here. Save and restart. I mean, it's a normal Clipper install, so it should have Shaper Calibrate installed. I mean, it's a full stock Clipper install, so it should have all, because normally Shaper Calibrate's just a part of Clipper now. Let me fix this belt. Okay, let's fix this belt. So we'll just take this tool head off, put it over here. The joys of being able to just pull a tool head off. It's nice. Okay, so loosen these. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Turn the motors off. Yeah, I have the tool. Yeah, the command does have the tool. It has ADXL chip, ADXL T0. And then if you look in tool changer, ADXL T0 right there. So we do have that. Okay, so now that's not the right one. Oh, there's my tweezers. Okay, here's that one. Loosen that, slide you down, slide you up, tighten that back up. Much better. Much better. You did not see a thing I just did. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Put the tool head back on the printer. And there we go. It is so nice to be able to just pull a tool head off a printer. Okay, home all. Oh, you have to add the tool to the command shaper calibrate T0. Ah, I see. I see what you mean. To the command itself, not to the macro. Also, we got to fix this still. I have all this gap around the outside here. I'm gonna have to like print something or something to figure that out. Okay, so shaper calibrate T0. Malform command. It is just shaper calibrate, not shaper calibrate T0. Doing the wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. So much fun watching it do. Numbers get bigger. No, Twitter, I'm not going to pay more money so people can see more my results more. All right. Hey, so don't forget, we are going to be doing the giveaway at the end of stream today at 5 o'clock. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, enter for your chance. Link in the video description, go below. Go enter. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you do want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. That way other people get to hang out on the member section of the Discord. You get access to early videos and access to the members only streams. Also, this week, I think, unless they changed it again, Starship launch Thursday. And if all goes well, I should be able to stream that on Twitch. So we'll be doing a watch party stream of the Starship launch whenever that is. So I think they're aiming for, it'll be, I think it's 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, 18:30, so that's... Oh, it might be 7:30. Oh, no, 6:30 Eastern. Yeah, 6:30 Eastern. So, we will watch that, because space is cool, and I like rockets. And if you want to see, I can't touch it, because I'm going to show it off, but here's the cube. Focus. I don't want to focus that close. Focus, there we go. So yeah, it's got some moire going on there. But that's like, you know, we can tune that shit out. Top surface is pretty good, but yeah, we do have some ring. This is no input shaping, so. I don't know, I haven't seen Steve Weatherman in a while. I don't know what happened to him. He was in like every stream for a while there, and then he just disappeared, so I have no idea. I mean, it happens. You get super involved with the community online and then you move on to something else. It happens. Hear the whole desk vibrating. Ooh, are we done? There we go. So, the thing is, we have to manually input this, I believe. So for X, it recommends MZV. So let me pull up a notepad here. Needs an update. Oh, fucking Windows. Notepad. So MZV for X, and where's Y? We're just using what's the recommended. So X is MZV, and for Y is 3 humpy I, apparently. Yeah. That's not the best, but it's good enough for now. We'll play around with it later. So machine, tool 0. Okay, so what are these params? So this is tool 0. Oh, here we go, input shaper. Uncomment the following lines if you have input shaper results for this tool. Okay. So for X, 58.6. 58.6. That's MZV. Damping ratio is 0.1. For Y, it is 75.4. That is 3 humpy I. Oof, that's rough, but whatever. I mean, this printer is probably never going to print anything structural. And that is 0.1. There we go. Input shaper per tool head? Yep. Yeah, you have input shaper, because every tool head is built slightly different, right? Every tool head is going to have slightly, like, here's the thing. Yes, you probably could use the same values for every tool head, and you'll probably be fine, because, like, the difference between no input shaper and perfect input shaper is night and day. But the difference between perfect input shaper and then another tool head that's built exactly the same that has a slightly different value, but you're running the same values, you're probably never going to notice it. Let's be honest. It all comes down to, like, how anal about it do you want to be? It all comes down to how finicky you are and how much you care. Because it's like, the difference between 0 input shaper and 100% perfect input shaper is night and day. But the difference between like 90% as good input shaper and 100% as good as input shaper, it's not much. You'll probably never notice. So let's try this for sprite print. See how this goes. How do I turn off these quick tips? Display and sound, appearance, language, animations, widget labels. Dark mode is enabled. Theme colors. Let's change the theme colors. That's fine. Leave the theme alone. Screen dim, display screensaver. It's got 3D pipes. I don't think I can change it while the printer is doing stuff. It's got the 3D printed pipes, or 3D pipes screensaver. Gotta move the camera ever so slightly. There we go. There we go. It has flying toasters too. So we got 3D pipes, test screensaver. It has sounds? Okay, so that's that. That's cool. Yeah, flying. No, pipes is, although too bad it doesn't have the maze. The maze is the goated screensaver. The maze is the goated screensaver. So it definitely likes to under extrude at the start of a print. But that could be the G code. Basically being a bit of or having a big retraction at the end of a print. Because usually I like to do a big retraction at the end of a print. So. I don't have any bed meshing on. All I have is a QGL and then a Z mesh. There's no bed meshing. I'm not doing any bed meshing. We're doing a QGL to tram the gantry to the bed, and then we're just doing our Z offset calibration and going. We're not doing a bed mesh. We don't need no stinking bed mesh. Although this print might need a bed mesh. Yeah, this print, oh, that first layer is gonna be brutal on some of these things. Well, we'll see how it goes. See how it goes. Probably should have put a little vision miner down. Oh well. Can a 12864 run a text screensaver? Well, you can't run Helix screen or Clipper screen on a text screen. Those things are a bit too analog, unfortunately. Yeah, don't want to burn. It kind of sucks how we don't use screensavers anymore. Like my computer is like, I have a habit when I get up from the computer, I just Win L. So I just Windows key L lock screen. So I have a habit of when I just get up from the computer, I just Windows screen lock. And it's funny because it's like, I'm an adult in my house. My 8-year-old son doesn't computer, and I don't care what my wife sees because she's on her computer behind me. So it's like whatever. But like I used to work in an office at an insurance company, so I got into the habit of every time I get up from a computer, I lock it, and I just still do it. So when I lock it, the screen turns off after like 5 minutes. So we don't use screensavers anymore. We just don't. Win key plus L when walking away is a good habit to have. Yep. Yeah, you never know. You never know. It's good to just kind of practice security. Like, you want to know my paranoia? You want to know my paranoia? I'm a YouTuber. This is my garage. How much damage would happen if I didn't lock that door and somebody came in this garage? Okay, so camera equipment. Okay, I got some cameras in here, I got printers in here, I got valuable. But imagine this computer wasn't locked, right? I just, I didn't have it set that, oh, after 5 minutes of no activity, log out. This one I think is 10 or 15 minutes because I don't want it to accidentally go into sleep mode while I'm streaming. Or actually, I think OBS overrides it anyways, so it won't go to sleep mode. But imagine like some hooligan gets into my garage, my computer's there, I'm logged into my YouTube account as a YouTuber. It's my job. Logged into my YouTube account. Somebody could do a lot of damage if they got into my YouTube account. So that's why everything's got two-factor, everything's got extra security on stuff. It's like, yeah, don't use your face to lock your phone. Joke's on you, I have an Android phone, I can't do that. So apparently the new Mandalorian movie came out, and it is not good from what I've heard. Windows Hello. The only computer that I could do that with is my desktop, probably, and that's running Linux, so I don't have to worry about it. You can face unlock on a Pixel 9? You can? Cool. I'm never going to set that up. I have it for my fingerprint. I have it for my fingerprint, which doesn't work half the time, but I have it for my fingerprint, and that's about it. I don't want to put my I don't want to put my face on it. I don't want that biometric data being in the cloud. Comes out. I don't know. I'm just going off of some reviews I saw earlier. Everyone's like, yeah, it's basically like 4 episodes of the show just kind of put together, and nobody's cared about the show in a while. First season of The Mandalorian was great. Second season, a few rough spots, but overall was pretty good. Third season kind of sucked. Every other Disney show for Star Wars, except for Andor, has kind of sucked and has no staying power in the psyche. And it's been like, what, 3-4 years since the last episode of The Mandalorian, and now it's like, let's put out a Mandalorian movie. Yeah. I love Star Wars as a setting and as a universe to tell stories in, but I am getting so fed up with how shitty the Star Wars stories they are telling are. Yeah, the Darth Maul show I heard was kind of okay. But I mean, like, it's good for a TV show, but it's not like Star Wars. Star Wars is quickly, and I think has surpassed Star Trek for the amount of shit to good in the canon continuity of canon content. I don't know if Star Wars or Star Trek now has more bad than good. And I'm thinking it's starting to lean towards Star Wars. It's like, they've just kind of like, I don't know. Skeleton 2. The problem is too, like, and I've mentioned this on stream before, the emotional whiplash in Star Wars. You have, as you just said, you have Skeleton Crew, which is basically like Goonies in space. And then you got Grogu. All the moms love Grogu. Grogu's cool. And then you have Andor dealing with like sexual assault and genocide and, like, you know, wiping out entire civilizations of people and dealing with these super tough top adult topics in Andor. And then the next show is Goonies in space. It's like, how does this universe work? Well, Star Wars isn't sci-fi. Star Wars is fantasy set in space. What is up with this G code? Oh, that's why. That's why. Abrams. Yeah, J.J. Abrams going into the sequel trilogy without an actual plan ruins Star Wars, I think. Going into the sequel trilogy where it's like, we'll have one director write part 1 with no actual overarching plan, we'll just make it up as we go, has not helped Star Wars, put it that way. You kind of have to go into this stuff with a plan, and they did not. Does the layer look weird? It's because it's doing, there's a lot of stair stepping in the first few layers. It probably looks a little weird because the skirt was under extruded. Actually, I probably should have done a pressure advance tune. Oh well. I'm just running the stock pressure advance values. Strange New Worlds. I've heard Strange New Worlds is pretty okay. I've heard Lower Decks is pretty good. Like, I even heard, like, the Picard show, like, the last season of Picard was pretty good. The first 2 seasons apparently were not. I don't know. I've just been very hesitant to get into shows. I was this close to start watching The Boys. Season 1 came out, it was really good. Season 2 came out, it was pretty good. Season 3 had some rough spots. Apparently, season 4 started going downhill, and it's like, season 5, I guess, started good. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll actually watch The Boys and catch up. And now it's like shite. So I'm like, well, good thing I didn't get involved in that show. So we'll see how it ends. Stranger Things, I have no desire to watch Stranger Things at all. The fact that it took like 12 years to come out with 5 seasons of 10 episodes, and like, I've got no desire to watch Stranger Things. I've got zero desire to watch Stranger Things. Ooh, lifting the booster up. I don't know, as somebody who watched, like, I remember watching Next Generation as a kid, and like the OG Star Trek, and I watched Voyager when it was out. I remember I watched the ending of Voyager, the final episode of Voyager live, like as it aired. I watched Voyager end. Like I caught the series finale of Voyager. New Star Trek just it doesn't have the same vibe. It just doesn't. New Trek is completely different than old Trek in terms of vibes, and I don't know. I don't like the vibes as much. Dude, the fact that shows deep. So the problem is Deep Space Nine. I was too young to appreciate Deep Space Nine at the time. I was too young to appreciate Deep Space Nine. Project Hail Mary is more Star Trek than New Trek. Yep. I was watching a video on YouTube, because you know on YouTube you watch one video and then all of a sudden it recommends everything related to that one niche thing you watched. I watched a video where somebody compared that, basically said Mass Effect is the best Star Trek game ever, and I'm like, yeah, I could see that. Mass Effect is very Star Trek coded. And it's like, I could see it's kind of like how Galaxy Quest is the best Star Trek movie. Mass Effect is the best Star Trek game. In terms of, like, the vibe. Yeah, well, didn't they kind of cancel, like... Didn't they kind of, like, negate the entire JJ Trek timeline? Because now, like, most of the shows that are coming out are based in the original Star Trek timeline, aren't they? The Mass Effect show. If the Mass Effect show is anywhere as good as the Fallout show, I'll be happy. I'm okay with the Fallout show. I'm okay with. Hail Berry was brutal, the Me Burger. I mean, it makes sense. Star Trek Las Vegas Con was the most fun. I would love to go to a Star Trek con just to geek out. Just to say I've gone to a Star Trek con. So it's set in the JJ Trek universe, but in the original series timeline. Okay. Boys seems to be ending like it. I don't think The Boys is ending anywhere near as bad as Game of Thrones was a generational fumble. The two guys creating it, basically they got an offer to direct like 3 Star Wars movies. And so they basically said, F it, we're going to wrap up our Game of Thrones show quickly because we're bored of it now. Instead of doing the gracious thing and like passing it off to another director or like, nope, we started this, we're going to finish it. They're like, nope, we're going to just rush this thing over, finish it really quickly, and then go move on to Star Wars because we're awesome. And then the last 2 seasons crashed and burned. They were horrible. And then Disney went, we're not giving you Star Wars after that. F off. And now, what have they done since? But this was back when Disney's like, yeah, we're going to have a Star Wars movie every year. Every year, there's going to be a Star Wars movie. And then it's like, well, you know, the first one comes out, The Force Awakens, and it's like, oh, it's a very, we've seen this before. I feel like I've seen this movie before, but, you know, it's been a while. We'll let it pass, and then Rogue One comes out. I really liked Rogue One, so hey, pretty good for the spin-off ones. And then we go back to mainline, where we had The Last Jedi, which kind of... If the movie in front of it and after it were better, I think Last Jedi would have stood on its own a bit better. But the problem is, it clashes with so much from the previous movie and then the next movie that it makes it worse overall. But I actually kind of liked a lot of the stuff they set up in The Last Jedi. It's just... everything after it kind of negated any of the benefit of what they were trying to set up, the joy of having no overarching part. And then the Solo movie came out, which I watched a year ago finally, and it was okay. But then The Rise of Skywalker came out, and it sucked, and it was horrible. And then they like, oh shit, nobody's watching these anymore. Let's not do a Star Trek movie or Star Wars movie every year. And then they come out with Grogu, which is... the amount of ads I've seen for that movie and cereal box tie-ins, they are hoping this movie makes money, and I don't think it will. No, SG-1s? SG-1 was amazing. I did a rewatch of it a couple months ago. SG-1 is awesome. Like, I love the Stargate universe. And I'm hesitantly hopeful of the new series. But the thing with SG-1's old though. Like, it's been like what, 15 years since Universe ended on a cliffhanger that never got resolved. I do need to watch The Expanse. I've watched the first season of The Expanse, and I watched a couple episodes of the second, and then I heard the show was getting canceled, so I stopped watching it, and then it got saved by Amazon, and I've heard it's pretty good. So I gotta get around to watching The Expanse. Your handle is based on Stargate? Oh, Chevron. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Oh yes, SG-1 holds up great. It's like, hey guys, we're going all over the galaxy to visit all these alien races. As long as they all speak English and they live on a planet that is very similar to places you can find about 30 minutes outside of Vancouver, British Columbia. Every planet in the galaxy, they just all happen to look like they're about 30 minutes out of Vancouver. So what I really fear about the new season of SG-1 is the fact that it's a new show, which means you don't have 20-something episode seasons, which means you don't have episodes in a bottle where like Carter and O'Neill accidentally get stuck in Antarctica at the second Stargate that Earth has in Antarctica that nobody knew about, and they spend an entire episode in a snow cave. Nowadays, people would bitch online. What do you mean? What, they spent the whole episode in the snow cave? We only have 10 episodes this season. And they spent 1/10 of it in a snow cave, not advancing the plot. Filler episode. Oh my God. We can't have filler episodes. We only have 10 episodes a season. Can't afford this. This is what I hate about modern shows. There's no room for breathing. Older shows, Farscape. You had time to get to know the characters. You can do low budget episode in a bottle episodes where like you're just using existing sets, existing characters, nothing fancy, and you're just telling stories to just kind of reveal some of the backstory of characters or just build interactions or whatever. You don't do that in shows anymore. You can't. You don't have the time. You have 10 episodes. Everything's a mini. Remember miniseries? Remember a miniseries? Now every show is a miniseries. It sucks. Every show is a miniseries. I remember Battlestar Galactica came out. It was the miniseries, right? We had 8 episodes or whatever, or 6 episodes or whatever the miniseries was. And now everything's a miniseries. Everything's 8 episodes, 10 episodes. It sucks. Andromeda. Oh yeah, Andromeda. I remember that show. That was the not Star Trek, not... that was like the weird UPN show, wasn't it? It was like... Didn't it star the guy from Hercules too? Yeah, the time loop episode. Yeah. Did a random square just pop up on my screen? What was that? Hercules in space. It was kind of like a weird mash of Farscape and Star Trek. Peak British humor. You mean like 3 seasons over 12 years of 6 episodes each? It's like how when your mind gets blown when you find out there's only ever been 15 episodes of Mr. Bean. How many episodes of Mr. Bean? Yeah, there have only ever been 15 episodes of Mr. Bean. Just 15. That's it. Babylon 5. Babylon 5 came out, I was way too young for Babylon 5. And from what I've heard, the show doesn't hold up as well nowadays, like especially graphically, because it was like one of the first shows to use like computer effects, and they're very crunchy. They are very crunchy from what I've heard. How's it? So the thing with Mr. Bean, there's only 15 episodes, but each episode was like 3 segments. So every episode had 3 like skits in it, or 2 or 3 skits. And then what they also did, they took some of those skits and then repackaged them as episodes. So like the Mr. Bean holiday special is just a couple skits from previous episodes that were holiday themed put out as one. Or like Mr. Bean Travels, where they would just take some of the episodes and repackage them into different DVDs. So you had 15 episodes, but each episode had 3 skits. And those skits were then repackaged into different groups. So that's why. Orville was pretty... Yeah, I don't know what that little square pop-up is. Is it text? No. Overlay? No. I don't know what that is. Mobile camera? No. Desktop? That's audio. I think that's audio. Is that audio? I don't know. Oh, that's desktop audio, yeah. I don't know. Or see, I heard the opposite, Techmaster. I heard Orville got really good when they actually started doing like serious stuff. But we do have 15 minutes left. 15 minutes left on the stream, so if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you do want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. Best way to support the channel. $500 cigarettes. Feels like I've been standing my entire life and just sat down. When the tool head is in a certain position. Oh, it might be the autofocus box or something. I wonder if it's, oh, you know what? It might think it's a face. It might think it's a face somehow. It might be triggering the face detection on the camera. Interesting. Zoom tight. Look at all that water. Wow, that's a lot of water that's coming out of that. I mean, the advantage of running the AC, it acts like a dehumidifier in here. Thinks the screws are eyes. It might. I mean, we have grub screws up there, so the magnets in the dock have something to lock into it. What color is it? The green? The green is just green. It's, I don't know, high-speed PLA green from... Oh, look, some of these are effing up. I had a feeling some of these little branches would kind of F up, but that's okay. This is red. It's it's Polymaker Fiberon CF08 ASA. Also, I'm not saying it, I might go to Murph this year. It's, apparently they have it in a building now with air conditioning. So I might make my way out to Murph this year. No guarantee. Still would need to find a sponsor between now and then. So if you want to sponsor me going to Murph, let me know. But I might go to Murph. I might go to Murph. We'll see. We shall see. Because it's in an air-conditioned room for once. Come to Dragon... Where is Dragon Con? Georgia. I'm not going down to Atlanta, Georgia. That's a bit of a drive. Plus, while I can make content out of 3D printer stuff, going to like a con like that, I probably would not be able to do much content at. It is so weird. As somebody who used a crane at work that was rated up to 100,000 pounds, watching him lift these ships up is so interesting. Need to book a hotel like a year in advance? Yeah, that's another problem. What we got? We got 10 minutes left. So this is like a 7 7-8 hour print. According to the slicer, yeah, it'll be finished at 1 a.m. Yeah. So it's saying, okay, according to the slicer, it's a 6. So it's a 6 or 7 hour print. I'm just gonna let it go whenever it finishes. It finishes, kind of thing. I just want to get hours on this machine before we start messing around with this, because Friday is going to be a fun day, because all we're doing is messing around with tool changing shit, trying to get all the different docks and everything working. So we're going to have fun Friday. First lifted Artemis 1, they made a metal mock-up, same size, weight, and shape, just for the crane operator to practice with no damage. I know, cranes are sketchy. Like, it's one of those things, like, I know it works. I know it's safe. I know everything is within margins and everything is good to go. But still, picking something up that weighs 100,000 pounds, this high in the air, and moving it down a bay at however fast a crane moves, when there's people working all around you, it's a little freaky. It is a little freaky. Especially when it's like, oh, there's shit in the aisle. Let me go up and over. So you lift that 100,000 pound thing 25 frickin' feet in the air, and you just keep going, and you're just holding on to the crane with the controller, and you're like, eh. Just learned your cousin's been working on the heat shielding for Artemis. Nice. That's pretty cool. You ever see how they made the heat shield for like the Apollo capsules? They had like phenolic like resin or whatever, and they had to like inject it into this like honeycomb thing one at a time. And if they screwed up, they had to start the whole thing over. It was like this crazy process to make it. Aren't respected. I have seen somebody pick up a tool that weighed 90,000 pounds on a crane that was rated for 65,000 pounds. Pick it up, and I mean pick it up and start moving it. There's actually quite a large safety margin on cranes. You'd be surprised. Cranes can do like double what they're rated for once. Just the problem is after that happens and you yell at the guy to put it down, you have to call Coney Cranes to come in, and they got to inspect everything to make sure it's all good. Because, you know, wires stretch and hooks stretch and things have margins in them. And usually it's the brakes that will fail first. So if the crane picks something up and holds it, it will hold it. It's the brakes that will fail. Like the odds of like the chain just snapping, especially if it's a chain that's properly inspected on regular intervals and it's rated for the weight, even with the safety margin, the odds of like the chain just snapping are very rare. What happens is usually the brakes go. Usually the brakes go. And the brakes are not as big as you think they are on cranes. It's not a safety factor, it's an idiot factor. Yep, because that's the thing. That are unloading container ships at high rate count. Well, yeah, those things are freaking machines, and they're dialed in, and they're inspected regularly. The operators know exactly what they're doing. They're doing the same thing every day, and that's the thing. In China, that shit's all automated too. Like having so many people working at the docks is a Western thing. In China, that shit's all automated. So it's robots doing all the work. So you don't even have people around if something goes wrong. I was unloading a machine today. I have overloaded forklifts. I have overloaded cranes. I have done a lot of things you're not supposed to do, but when the owner of the company says do it, welcome to working in the trades. It's like how you're not supposed to stand on the forks of a forklift and go up to clean the walls. Okay, we got 6 minutes left. Oh yeah, the Klaus. Yeah, I sent that to. So at Rocky Mountain, I was talking with the Cocoa Press crew, and I sent that video because Ellie wants to get a forklift for Cocoa Press, and like me and David, we started because David, manufacturing background, whatever. I worked in a mold shop, so me and David started telling stories about forklifts, and I'm like, you got to do all the safety stuff and regulation and whatever. And she's like, oh, yeah. And it's like, I'm going to send you the safety video for forklifts. So I sent Ellie the video of Klaus, the forklift operator. I'm like, you got to make all your employees watch this now. And she messaged me back like, what the fuck? Not supposed to put a forklift on a forklift, yeah. We had to stand on a pallet of foam. Yeah, that's what we did. You take a pallet, throw it on the forks of a forklift, raise it up, and then you can clean the walls on your little platform. What's a safety harness? No, our supervisor, or not supervisor, the guy at the shop I worked at who was in charge of crane training, he had a highlight reel that we watched. And it had the Live Leak logo in the corner. So up in the corner of the video, there was just the Live Leak logo the entire time. And I'm like, oh, it's one of those compilations. And yeah, don't mess with forklifts if you don't know what you're doing. Simple as that. Don't mess with forklifts if you don't know what you're doing. They will F you up. Horribly. Like, absolutely horribly. Uh, 3 minutes. We're going to do the giveaway in 3 minutes. So enter for your chance to win some filament if you haven't done that. Do it now. Yarr. That spool holder is actually working pretty good. I just have the spool sitting on the ground in the printed solid spool holder. Licensed forklift. I had mine. So I don't know. In some countries, it's like a license at the state. For us, your forklift, you just had to. If the shop you worked at was big enough, or the place you worked at was big enough, you would have an employee that was certified to do forklift training. So every year you would take your license test, you would get your forklift license at the place you worked, and then you would have to do a refresher like every year or every other year. I can't remember. And then, but if you worked at a smaller company, they would have somebody from who was, it's like CPR. You can get licensed to be an educator in it. So you can be a licensed forklift trainer. And then you could, companies would hire you, would come in, you would do the training regiment, and then you would leave. So we had somebody in-house who did it. So I was certified. Our biggest forklift was could pick up to 30,000 pounds. It was it had like a Detroit diesel in it or something that was like modified to run on propane or something. It could lift 30,000 pounds. That was a big forklift. It drove like shit too. I hated driving it. The tool edit, yes, it's ASA CF08 dark red. So, and if you want to grab some, I have a Polymaker affiliate linked below. You have to renew it every 5 years license. Okay. Yeah, so for us, it was just like at the place of employment. So if I went to another place of employment, I would have to get requalified. All right, let's do this giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some filament, you'll have another chance on Friday. And then don't forget, if all goes well, we will be doing a watch party stream on Twitch of the Starship launch on Thursday night. And then also, tomorrow and maybe Thursday as well, we'll be continuing with the Mass Effect playthrough. So if you haven't been following along, we've been playing through the Mass Effect series on Twitch. And we are coming up at, well, we're in Mass Effect 3 now, so we're playing that on Twitch. Nero 3D on Twitch if you want to follow along with that. So we're having a fun time doing that. Green. Yeah, some of the little pieces are falling off on the side. That's fine. I'm not too concerned. Random bots. Add names. Clear open. We have 234 bots. 234. Okay. So how this works is if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball and you win, you also get a free hat. So let's see. This one right here, the first one. Boofus. Boofus, if you win, you get a free hat along with your spool of filament from Polymaker. Good luck. Exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. And if you like the smash button, ring the bell, and are subscribed to the channel, guess what? It'll grease your ball up and make it go 10 times faster. Maybe, potentially. I don't know. Oh, 1 second. There we go. J-Bax is in the lead. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're going to launch. Don't F it up, J-Bax. Don't F it up. Don't F it up. Ooh, you are lucky. You are lucky, J-Bax. You're not in the lead anymore, though. Ban is in the lead. Oh, this is one of those maps that somebody can snipe it. Okay, let's see if somebody snipes it. Mr. Grinch? No, he got stuck on the edge. World Wary Wicker. World Wary Wicker is our winner. So no matter what, we always go off of, for those wondering, we always go off of the scoreboard. Because there's been, in the past, where somebody got like stuck on the edge and it didn't count. It's like, nope, we go off the scoreboard. So, World Wary Wicker. World Wary Wicker. That is a big name. World Wary Wicker. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. There we go. You'll get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filaments. So everyone, golf claps in chat. Get some golf claps in chat. Everyone likes golf clap. Also, we're supposed to get like a pretty big thunderstorm tonight, so if the print fails, the print fails. We're supposed to get a pretty bad thunderstorm. So if the power flickers, well, the power flickers. Okay. That sent, where is this? There's the polymaker filament. There we go there. So we are going to call it there. So if all goes well, this print will finish. I'll post some pictures of it and whatnot. So the next thing we have to do is we have to go and do the calibration for all the different tool heads. So that'll be the next thing we do, is actually get it so that we can actually do tool changing, because we have to set up docking positions for everything. We have to figure out where the final home for this is, because I can move this up and down. This is just a temporary position for now. We can move this up, we can move it down, we got to see. So we're gonna have to play around with this a bit, kind of make sure everything's good, make sure everything's happy, tell it to where everything's at, X, Y, Z, so that we can do this whole shebang. So we should be pretty, I don't know if we're gonna be printing on Friday, but Friday's stream is gonna be a lot of firmware shenanigans, put it that way. So shout out to LDO Motors. LDO provided the tool changing kit that we used for this. So if you are interested in getting a stealth changing tool changer kit for your Voron printer, check them out. Link below to the LDO resellers. Also a huge shout out to Polymaker for the spool filament we'll give away this stream and every stream. Links for all of them and more below. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way to support the channel. Some of them, like the gamer subs, you'll save a little bit of money if you use code Canuck. And then for those that donate to the channel, give the memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create. Without your continued support, you make it all possible. I'm Taylor, Canuck Creator. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, and I will see you in the future. Good night.